All right, welcome to the Late Lunch Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. It's Valentine's Day. It's Kelvin in the background. It's Valentine's Day, so, I mean, a lot of people are feeling really happy, a lot of people feeling really lonely. It's an interesting day for everyone. So, I'm Ben Lee, your host. You guys just want to go around this way to kind of introduce yourselves? Okay, let's go around that way.
I'm Lauren Myers.
I'm Michael Scott.
I'm David Steele.
And, so we're all here on this beautiful day. It looks really nice out there.
It does.
I've got some housekeeping to do before we kind of begin. So, just following up on last week, you can actually... Okay, so we're talking about soup and how you can put it in a bowl, but it gets really hot, and so you'll need, like, oven gloves and stuff to take it out. Calvin suggested that you could put another bowl on the outside while it's in the microwave, and it wouldn't burn since it's ceramic. It wouldn't burn your hands. And that's true, so you can do that. If you want to microwave your soup and not burn your hands, that's what you do.
And when Ben told me this, I said, have you ever been to a restaurant where they bring you soup? It's usually on another plate.
And then I said no.
You don't get out much, do you?
I get out plenty, I just don't go to soup restaurants.
So it's super salad and you always take the salad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally.
Nice.
Or like French fries if you can.
Yeah.
It's either soup salad or French fries.
Nice.
Like you're having a burger. You don't want soup in a burger. It's weird.
Yeah, I'd see that being a little weird.
And also the Broncos won, which weirdly enough, apparently we predicted against the odds because 3 out of 4 of us predicted the Broncos would win, and we did. So luckily we didn't have a pool going because it would have been like a really bad pool. Like if we each put in $5, we would earn like everyone would have gotten back like $6.
I think when we did our house pool, it was 4 people Carolina, 2 for Broncos. So if you'd put more money in, it would have evened out the pot. But you could if you threw 5 in. We were doing toonies, but it would have been 2 back. So
I'm just saying if we did like a podcast pool and like everyone threw in $2, what would be the return on that? Like 60 cents maybe?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, because you would all have to split. Well, no. If one person picked Carolina, that'd be divvied up.
No, just
so it'd be $6.
I was just sort of thinking. I watched the Super
I
Bowl.
lost my
at home.
Oh, sorry.
I watched the Super Bowl at home, and I think it was just my dad and I just checking out the game. And he's not a huge fan of either team, so he's like, "What do you think is going to happen?" I said, "I'm just going to go for the underdogs because Carolina tore it up this year, and the Broncos. It's just Peyton Manning. I don't remember names. Is that who it was?
Yeah, Peyton Manning and Cam Newton were the quarterbacks.
Yeah, so it was Peyton Manning's potentially last game ever. So I said, you know what, just because that possibility is there, I kind of wanted them to win just for that one reason. And overall, it was just a really good game. I don't really watch football a lot, but that was a good game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I lost $150 of free money on my Bodog bet.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about the
yeah, you get 100% first free bet. I did it last year. I have 2 credit cards, so I used the other credit card this year. Put it all in Carolina, and got nothing in return. 2 years in a row, I've lost all my free money.
Oh jeez. Yeah, man, I should have had you guys on last week. I had Calvin on. Now he's just being loud in the background. Calvin, what are you making? Yeah, he's not listening.
Yeah,
okay, moving on. What else we got? So Valentine's Day. Do you guys know what Valentine's Day is all about?
Probably a saint.
Making podcasts. I can say that just because I was doing that today.
Oh yeah.
Aside from being here today, for those listeners who don't know, I also am hosting a podcast on YouTube with YouTube personality Sachi as well as our friend B, and we talk about Japanese pop culture, anime, manga, and all sorts of stuff, all straight from Japan. The podcast is called Otaku, and we brought Ben up on that one. We brought Ben up on that to sort of invite the fact that he's going to be on next week or the week after.
We'll plug that at the end.
Yeah,
Let's keep talking about Valentine's Day because I had a story here.
Shoot it.
Okay.
Shoot, go.
So the reason I was talking about Valentine's Day is because, like, as a kid, I would the story I heard, because like elementary school stories are the best. Like they're like kind of like just a mix of like logic and nonsense.
A simpler time.
Simpler time.
Mine are not funded here, so we won't hear mine.
But anyway, so the way I always thought, I thought Valentine's Day was about a dude who was so in love with a girl, and it sounds scary now, but it was like, it's like he's so in love with someone that he literally tore his heart out and mailed it to her. In a weird symbolic gesture.
Why?
Where'd you come up with this?
I heard it in elementary school, and I believed it was true till now. I looked it up this morning. That's not true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't see how that would work.
I kind of like that. It's kind of like the olden day dick pic, I guess. Like it's really unsolicited.
Tear your heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see
It's
how
just
that would
like
work.
bad.
Like, you rip your heart out. How on earth would you mail
Bad
it to
news.
someone when you're not alive?
I would assume he had help. You know,
That's a fair assumption.
I would assume he had a friend, but not too many if he did that. But
Yeah.
When you were back in elementary school, what were the cool Valentine's Day like sets? You know, you'd buy like Disney princesses or like Toy Story.
Oh my god, my mom was so crafty when we were younger that we always made our own.
Oh, you did the
we
homemade
were totally
ones.
those kids that like homemade Valentines were the best.
did you do it for the entire class or
Yeah.
just for a
Yeah.
couple?
Oh, you had to.
We
That
made
sounds
your, like,
so
little
time-consuming.
boxes.
If
And
you were
you'd
gonna
put
bring
your
them in,
Valentines in like everyone's, and then
Yeah,
at the end of the day
the
you
little
count
paper
like
bags.
all the candy and like how many Valentines you got.
you'd save the special big ones for that other person.
Oh,
That you
yeah,
liked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the people at my school would just cheap out.
I'm sure we
Yeah.
bought some sometimes. But
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would buy like
did
the.
make like a lot. Of
I think I
crafts
made a
when we were
special,
younger
couple
kids.
special homemade ones for special people.
for that special someone.
yeah.
I would remember you'd get like a big set of them or whatever. Like you get a bunch of superhero ones. And
Star Wars was
And
big
but
in my
Wars
you
school.
remember like
Yeah.
your friends.
Star Wars. I definitely
sacred-
bought some Star Wars.
Star Wars
Oh,
ones
yeah.
I
were
all about
big.
the ones with animals on them, like anything with dogs was totally up my alley.
Did guess that?
Yeah, I
People
know.
know that, and they just like give you the ones with dogs on them.
I don't think so much as like I would pick those ones to give out if we like bought Valentines.
Did you guys do in like high school where you do like heartgrams or whatever, and like
Oh
you
my
buy
God,
choc-
candygrams.
candygrams? Yeah,
Were
that's
you
the one.
involved with that?
Those
I don't
were
think so.
those
We
were
were like a student council that handed them out.
yeah.
those were big at my school. But what those ended up being every year, those candygrams every year they would end up all the money would go straight to charities. So
that's
as
lame.
opposed to going into any sort of
I'm just joking.
like student council project or anything like that, they would just donate it all to a charity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
I felt that was sort of cool what they
The
did.
slush
but
fund that turned
I
into a
never got
dance.
one, so it didn't really matter to me.
And none for Gretchen Wieners.
Man, yeah. So that was good. I remember. Yeah, we did those. What else? What else is Valentine's Day about? Because chocolate. It's cheap chocolate tomorrow, right?
Yeah, if you can find a store that's open in our area
Shoot.
anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Fam-
much at
We're in
Shoppers.
Canada.
Family Day's
so it's-
right after. Oh.
Right? Yeah,
It's a long weekend.
That just sucks.
Shoppers Drug Mart.
Shoppers
lots
Drug
of
Mart
leftover
might be open,
But
yeah.
is it open
holiday
on-
candy?
on a-
Shoppers
is-
is open all the time.
No, but isn't it a statutory holiday?
That
It's-
doesn't matter.
Well,
It's not really a stat holiday.
sure
What do you
some
mean
of-
that doesn't matter?
'Cause
They've
some of them
they've
will
got to
be
follow
closed.
the law.
When I worked at Shoppers in Toronto, they were open Christmas. They were open
But-
New Year's Day.
Shopper.
Yeah.
Wait, when was this?
This was this past.
No,
like,
it depends on the
Christmas.
organization. Like convenience stores are open on Christmas and stat holidays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
like you
depen-
can go to
it
Max
would
and you'll
depend
find
on
it
what
open.
location. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure not all locations will be open.
No.
for example, we're from Stratford, and you could always be open on a holiday because we're a tourist town. So more people would be in the city on a holiday
Really?
or a long weekend. So
Yeah.
when I worked at grocery store, it was always like time and a half for those like 3
Yeah.
days if you worked the in between and on the day. But we would never ever close except for like Christmas because it was a tourist town. So you had to be open because it was a high traffic. It was you made more money on those days.
You
But
did,
also-
definitely.
Also, I think in Stratford, a lot of stores, like, I kind of think the opposite. I think a lot of stores close on holidays because it's such a small city that, like, most
winter.
people would sell it. Like, most people in Stratford celebrate Christmas. It's like,
Well, yeah, no, Christmas they're closed. I mean, like on a Canada Day they're open.
yeah, I guess.
Or
guess it-
today they'll be open.
It makes sense. I
Or
think-
sorry, tomorrow.
Or, like,
Tomorrow.
severely reduced hours.
Yeah, I think it would make sense for a smaller town, especially in like not peak season for, especially in not peak season for tourist season. So, for example, a city like Stratford, it's like you said, it's pretty small. So it's if it's a spring or fall, I'm not sure. Like Stratford's known for its theater, right?
Yeah. So it's all the
So-
summertime. So any like those summertime holidays, they're
Yeah.
always everything's usually open.
Yeah, that makes sense. This, but I bet you would be hard pressed to find like a liquor store open.
Always
on,
liquor stores would be closed.
They're always
Ooh,
closed.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
having worked there, I know how that works.
Yeah.
They take every stat holiday, and I don't blame them because
Yeah.
on days like the civic holiday, full time people would make triple time.
Would
Oh,
do
wow.
you think the liquor store would
What?
be busy around Valentine's Day? Like,
No.
need your wine?
Yes.
Well,
Are you
for
kidding?
the for the people that are pretty anti Valentine's Day,
Yeah,
I could see that being
absolutely.
a very
I can say
high
right.
times.
Compared to other holidays? Like,
nowhere near as
Christmas
busy.
would be the
Christmas is
biggest
the big
rush.
one.
Christmas
Like,
is the
Christmas and
busiest.
New Year's, obviously.
Yeah.
but
Christmas, New Year's, Canada Day, May 2-4, big time business.
Even like Thanksgiving,
I'd
though,
like
I
to
still
see the
feel like
numbers.
a lot of people
Yeah.
drink early
I'd love to see the
Thanksgiving.
numbers if there's a spike, like the
Yeah.
12th,
There'll be
13th, 14th.
there'll be
Yeah,
some
like,
there'll be some sort of
holidays.
spike, but at this time of the year, business is bad for retail everywhere, just because everyone's still paying off their holiday spending debt.
Yeah.
So
And it got really cold.
And
Yeah.
everyone's hibernating.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's so cold right now. The last couple days have been ridiculous in Hamilton.
Yeah, it's been even chillier in Aurora.
Oh yeah, you're one-upping us. How cold is it in Aurora?
Yesterday with the wind chill, it was -30.
Well, it was negative 47 here. So
Was it?
No.
It was negative. It was -47 in Ottawa. I know it was -47 in
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Holy.
Some of my family was
And
up
it's
there.
supposed to be -39 with the wind chill in Toronto today.
Burr.
That's pretty good for the Toronto All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'll really fill the stereotype. We'll have all these celebrities from all over America coming up to Canada on the coldest weekend of the entire winter, on an El Nino winter.
Yeah. This is one
Do
messed
we,
up winter.
do we have to like show off and like walk around in t-shirts for like a bit?
I'm
Be
sure
like,
some
this is
people
no
would.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. This is good
People
weather.
would, because some random person's going to start Instagramming that and be like, oh, look at these Canadians.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so typical of them. I don't know what they're all about.
I don't think I've ever met a Canadian person, having lived here my whole life, who has ever, on a regular basis, said a boot.
No, I think we use it satirically, like
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah,
Like,
where
you'd
did that
hear
come
it,
from?
You hear it only on like radio, television when people are making fun of Americans who think we say that.
Yeah.
I think it's more of that like that Western, like prairies or Alberta, that are
Oh,
closer
yeah,
to
yeah.
saying that,
Yeah, if
or
you
maybe even Far East, like
Like
with
Nova
like the Newfie
Scotia.
accents and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to understand.
But I think it's more so something, the idea that like it's the way we say it, so we would never hear it as like
Yeah, I
being
guess we
weird.
say
It's like
about
when you
weird.
hear other accents and they don't think anything about how they sound.
Yeah. Boston people think they sound normal.
Yeah, like because it is normal to them.
So what you're saying is everyone has an accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fair thing to say.
Everybody's equal.
Equality. This show brought to you today by Equality.
Fun.
It's just the equality, the concept.
Yeah, just the concept of equality. Isn't that what Valentine's Day is all about? Being all happy and lovey with everybody.
No, I thought it was for one other person.
I don't know.
No, Ben
that
thought it
kind
was
of
about
party.
ripping your heart out, but we've moved past that.
Maybe.
Do you think people are like because holidays are tough on some people? You know, if you're at a certain point in your life, something bad happens, a relationship ends. Is Valentine's tougher or is Christmas tougher?
I guess it would depend on the depth of the relationship.
Or
I
if
feel
you
like it
have a
also
family,
depends
I
on
guess.
the person. Like it totally depends on your outlook.
I think Christmas is tougher because it's a season, pretty much. It's a 4-week ordeal. At
Oh,
the,
true,
at the
true, and it's
minimum.
colder.
But I think too,
Yes.
like if you have a lot of other, like you might have a lot of other family and a lot of other people to spend time with over Christmas. Where like Valentine's Day, like I guess you can hang out with your friends, but like Christmas,
one
you
and
spend
done to
time with
strike
family,
out.
even if you don't have a significant other.
Yeah, it's true. But like, there's a lot more marketing and stuff like that towards Christmas too.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I could see with Valentine's Day or Christmas, even if you were in a relationship and then it ended just before. I could see any holiday, regardless of what it is, being difficult, especially if you had a semi-tradition of doing something with that person on that day.
Yeah, that's true.
I know people that have Christmas is tough for them because of like relatives that have passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a season because it's like caroling, or like the Christmas music starts in, say, your grocery store now, like mid-November,
Yep.
and runs
Yeah.
right to the day. And it's, the movies are on the TV. It's all over Facebook.
All the good
So it's-
TV shows go
it's
into
a-
hibernation.
It's a season. Valentine's Day, you get bombarded for maybe a week,
Yeah.
and it's more funny.
Well,
Unless you work at
no,
Shoppers.
I wouldn't say just a week. Like if you work in retail,
Yeah.
there's Valentine's stuff out. I swear to God, as soon
January
as Christmas
2nd.
stuff comes down,
January
like,
2nd. I worked with someone over the Christmas break who worked
January
at
2nd.
Shoppers Drug Mart
Yeah.
back home for me, and she said as soon as New Year's Day is over, and she was working New Year's Day in the
Yeah,
first
you
place,
put the new
Valentine's
merch
Day
up.
stuff goes up immediately,
Totally.
which is a little early. I mean, I was at the grocery store yesterday, and there's already Easter stuff up.
See, but
They'll
I'm
pull
not
the
upset
trigger
about
early.
that because that means mini eggs.
Many eggs are
even though
available
you
all
can-
year
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, but still,
I think they found their demographic.
That's right.
Still,
Have you guys
you
had...
can't get like the big bags, and like sometimes they come out with like specialty ones.
Oh, neat.
You just can't beat it.
I,
All right.
Okay, I had an Easter egg hunt once in a department store.
Interesting. I'd like to hear more about that.
Yeah.
As long as they weren't on the floor.
We're
Let's
moving off of
elaborate.
Valentine's Day. We're now moving towards Easter
Easter.
because it's coming.
Yes.
I worked at HomeSense briefly, and like my job was to like help set up the store. So this is before a single customer had come in,
Ben
and
the
then like
merchandising.
exactly.
Nice.
And then, well, my job was to carry the couches, like alone, because like we didn't hire enough guys there.
So you're basically
it
a
was, like,
one-man
three
machine.
dudes. Yeah, essentially that. But like the point of the story is we had a badass
Sorry.
Easter egg hunt everywhere, and then like of course it was ill-advised because like 8 months later you're still finding like Easter eggs everywhere.
Ooh.
But yeah, like there's the little chocolate ones that weren't actual eggs. So.
Yeah.
What's the best Easter hunt you've ever had?
Do you think people then would walk around the store and like be like, "Oh, a chocolate egg,"
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and like eat them?
But why would you do that like in
I hope
October?
not.
Like, isn't
I would
that
kind of
kinda
hope
like-
someone would be suspicious of that.
Especially how dusty retail stores get. Like that's kind of gross. After about a day.
I mean, they're
it
not
can be covered
uncovered,
in
they're
dust.
covered
I
in
don't think
foil.
if I
Yeah.
found a chocolate in a store, I would eat it, but I'm pretty sure some people would.
I think you should ask your 5-year-old self that question.
Oh,
And
I would.
think
Oh,
you-
as a 5-year-old, yeah.
Well, I think that's who's eating these
Now,
chocolates.
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably because when I was 5, I'd be like, oh, I don't know how long it'll be until I see another chocolate.
That's true. Another mini egg. It sounds like it's very seasonal for you.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
used to
that's
be.
true.
It used to be very seasonal and just was people were starting to petition for them to become available year round. This was about 6 years ago, maybe a little longer.
I feel like
Did it work?
mentally,
Yeah,
I
it
just
worked.
like to still view them as seasonal
would
because
ruin
if I,
it for you?
yeah, I
Are they
think I
not?
would just.
Yeah, you can get them all year round.
Can we
now, but-
petition for like other stuff to can we just ruin people's marketing campaigns? Like we petition for like roll up the rim to be around all year, and
If
then
you can petition, I doubt it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
You
I
can,
don't know.
you can do anything you set your mind to, Ben.
Whether or not it works is a whole other ballgame.
like why would they cave to that? They just realize that there's I guess they do a calculation and realize there's not a
There's
demand
probably-
The
for it
accountant
to
did the
make.
numbers
There's
and
only
said,
so much.
we could
Yeah.
boost
There's only
quarterly
so
sales.
much, and if you have a limited run, there's always
Yeah, you've got to
like
know
you
you've
were
got a
saying.
good product. People are petitioning for you to like bring it in full year.
Yeah.
Fun fact, we live near the Cadbury factory.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can smell candy some nights when I like
Yeah.
bike
Go
to the
grocery
grocery
shopping.
store.
It's
yeah.
right beside our grocery store, so when we head over there, if there's a strong wind, it's just
Yeah,
Like, you
Swedish
can just
berries
smell Sour
and
Patch Kids.
Sour Patch, yeah.
that's like
Delicious.
It's so good sometimes, but like if you're like you've been at the bar, you've had a couple drinks, and you're like trying to bike home or whatever, you're not feeling great. That does not
Doesn't
help.
help.
No.
That's like the worst thing you can smell. It's just like pure sugar.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the worst, but you know,
I've-
it's
Up there.
I have the farthest thing from a sweet tooth, so it doesn't really.
Oh,
I
really?
don't really enjoy it too much.
I'm so the complete opposite. Like, I don't know if there would be a time when I smelled that smell and I wasn't like, oh my god, candy.
See, like I practically live off sugar, but there were times when I lived in town, walking to that grocery store, that it just didn't make me feel too good walking past it.
yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it was just too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
I kind of want to break in there now. I want to do the whole Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
Maybe they
tour.
do, a tour with a tasting and free samplers along the way, like a brewery tour.
I have never seen anyone go
Oh
in
my
or
god,
out.
a candy.
No, I can't say I have either.
Actually, I've seen a lot of people leave when the day's over, the
Oh,
work day.
well, that ruins the
employees
mystique.
work.
People are meant to go in but never come out, aren't they?
I don't know. I thought that was how prison works.
This reminds me of another chocolate
People
factory.
come out of prison. Sorry, go on. What?
I said it reminds me of another chocolate factory. Isn't that Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah,
Factory?
yeah.
People,
That's
people
what I was-
go in, they never
that's
come
what I
out.
was-
Oh,
I
okay.
thought, yeah. And Dave, whatever.
yeah, no,
whatever. It's ruined.
Yeah, I'm very good at that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You know, I saw the news, or I guess my news feed the other day was
So the news.
Basically the news.
Obama was talking about passwords. He was talking about like how you need to change your like email passwords and stuff like that regularly, which is a weird thing I think for the like one of the most powerful people in the world to be talking about. But
Maybe he had a
there
bad
it is.
experience.
Scandalous.
Maybe
Obama
he
got hacked.
he just forgot the nuclear launch codes,
Uh-oh.
and he had to hit a reset password.
Oh,
it was
damn.
emailed to him,
and it
he
was
thought,
like
this isn't
it was
secure.
something like his security question or something like what's your favorite dog?
What's the dog's name at the
Yeah.
White House?
I don't even
Siri
know.
could
What's
probably
your
tell you
mother's
that.
maiden name?
Ouch.
So have you guys changed your? Oh, wait, I'm not gonna ask you. You guys changed your passwords recently? What like? What?
I use I have about a 4-password system
Yeah.
with different levels of security, and those kind of rotate. I won't tell you what the subject is.
Yeah.
But it's a subject that kind of somewhat changes in my life that I keep using as the subject of the password. Now I do combinations of periods and dashes and like punctuation, question marks, stuff like that. And I also use a program called LastPass.
LastPass.
Yeah, it uses a master password. Every 24 hours, you have to enter it in the computer, and then it's like an autofill. And I can categorize passwords. I can share them. I use it for like business purposes and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But I find it very easy, and you can use it to generate passwords as well.
Yeah.
And there's an app, and you can log in remotely and stuff. So if my computer or phone was stolen, after 24 hours after I unlocked my password vault, you wouldn't have an autofill. And I think that's better than just using like Chrome's autofill or Safari's autofill and stuff like that. So that's kind of my password strategy.
Yeah, I refuse to use autofill. It's just, even regardless of what kind of computer you have, there's no guarantee of security anywhere. So it's just sort of, even if you were to write it down on a piece of paper and keep it in your desk drawer, that would be safer than just using an autofill system.
Yep.
Even having it remember your email address is risky.
Yep, for sure.
I'm definitely not even half as intense as either of you. Like, I feel like I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll make my password this password, and hopefully I'll remember it. Okay.
Yeah. I hate, like, the number of things now you need to sign up for and, like, that need passwords. And
Yeah.
I'm always slightly suspicious. Like, I never, like, I want to use the same password for stuff, so I'll remember it. But I know that, like, some of these, like, programs can actually just be, like, password phishing things, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like it could be anything. Like, it could be a legitimate program, but someone's made a fake of it, and I don't necessarily know. And so
True, yeah.
I end up with like hundreds of different passwords, and then like just. So, and then of course sometimes you want to be clever and be like, yeah, I'm gonna write it. It'll be this random thing, and like I'll have like
It's my one-off.
4 letters and like 6 numbers, and like I'll remember it because it's
Uppercase
funny and
and
random.
lowercase.
Uppercase and
Screw you, phasing
Yeah.
passwords.
and then of course you forget it. But yeah, have you guys lost access to any emails? Do you guys have access to all your old emails?
I think so. The last time I checked on my very, very first email was probably a couple of years ago, and I may still remember it. And I'm going to go check it after this podcast, but I think so. It was. I was very obsessed with Apple computers back in the day. My first email was, I think it was mac.addict4 at Hotmail. So that was pretty weird once you had to sign up for legit things.
Can you still get into Hotmail accounts now because it's all
Yeah.
switched
Yeah,
over
yeah.
to,
They
like,
Oh,
Outlook
switched
and
over.
stuff?
They switched over to another
To
kind
Outlook.
To Outlook.
Outlook, yeah.
But you can still,
Oh, yeah.
like, your
Yeah.
original, you should be able to get into it.
You
if
are
know the
able to.
password.
I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think my first Hotmail email, I closed that one.
Hold on.
I wasn't
what
using
was
it,
your
right?
first Hotmail?
That was
email?
Nail.
Well, it's too similar to what I use currently, so I'm not just going to give that away. But
So it was
I
something
had it.
practical then.
It wasn't super practical or anything like that. But I don't know. Like I just had a bunch of things that I didn't want to go over again, like emails between old friends who I don't talk to anymore, ex-girlfriend who I don't talk to anymore, et cetera, et cetera. So I just moved on to a new email, and I was starting to have a lot of issues. I was actually having issues with like back in the day when MSN Messenger was a thing. Still, it wouldn't let me sign in anymore. So I was like, screw it, just make a new email.
Just public service announcement here. You can delete emails. You don't need you can delete individual ones.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't need to delete the account.
Yeah, and I figured I'd just sort of change it up a little bit because I don't know. I think it was similar to what you were doing, but it wasn't particularly geared towards any company or any sort of media title. So I was just changing it up a little bit. And
I'm
trying
pretty
to
sure
get
my
a new one.
first email was funkymonkey_717.
Oh, yeah.
But Funky Monkey was using eyes.
Oh, okay. Weirdo.
I also had another one.
Oh yeah. Let's hear it.
Which is exo angel baby underscore.
No, it was fighting squirrels.
Ah, what?
Like,
Interesting.
how? I'm pretty sure I copied someone else's. I thought it was funny and was like, oh my god, I'm gonna make this mine. And then I got
yeah.
made fun of a lot, so I just abandoned it.
Yeah.
Because mine was Ice Wolf Fang, which was hotmail.com. I thought it was pretty cool.
Wait, Ice Wolf Gang or
Fang.
Fang?
Fang.
Fang, okay.
Just talking about your first email.
First
addresses?
emails, yeah.
Yep.
Welcome,
Jester.
Calvin, to the podcast. Get a bit closer to the mic.
Jester_funny_guy at hotmail.com, and then I upgraded to Calvin_poopy.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Fun.
Yeah, and then you guys remember
still
MS
used to this day.
business email?
Yeah, for business
Business
inquiries, Calvin_poopy.
Nice.
Do you guys remember MSN Messenger? You
Yeah.
guys used to
Oh,
use that?
those were the
Certainly.
All
days.
the hundreds of hours I've clocked into that, and how many hundreds of hours I haven't clocked into Skype.
Oh my
What?
god.
Well, Skype replaced MSN Messenger, right?
Oh,
so,
right, because
I don't
So-
think anything can ever really replace
No,
MSN
it's
Messenger.
like Microsoft bought Skype, I don't know how many years ago, almost 10 years ago. And about 5 years ago, they said, all right, MSN's dying, we're just phasing in Skype. And I just never got back on it.
I'd say Facebook
Yeah.
Messenger probably replaced MSN Messenger,
Probably,
especially
yeah.
now
The
with
closest
stickers.
to.
Stickers, you can send GIFs.
Yeah.
I guess that's just a natural evolution of it, but
I guess.
it felt similar in a way. Eventually, when you can see people online or their last login,
yeah.
stuff like that, it's
I
very
remember
similar.
when my friend first got Facebook, I was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I will never have Facebook.
Oh man.
That's so stupid. I remember when my brother showed me YouTube, he was like, yeah, it's like Google, but it's just for videos. I was like, that is so stupid. What is the...
And now look at us all. We're all addicted to YouTube.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of Facebook's Messenger to start. I thought that was dumb. I was like,
It was
who-
clunky at
I was like,
first.
who's gonna
Oh, yeah.
use that? Like, this is garbage. Of course, they improved it, and now it's like got video calling, right? It's just like it's got everything.
Yeah, it's got a lot going for it now.
Yeah, I hate that
Stickers,
I hate
Facebook
that I use it as a
stickers
primary
are
because I know they're
probably one of my favorite things ever.
yeah.
Ever. Bunners, my favorite. There's one of him in a
Oh, yeah.
martini glass, like with an olive, and I just
Oh, I know
will
that.
send that any chance I get.
I just didn't like the idea of downloading a bunch of stickers, so I don't really use those.
Oh, I downloaded a ton.
Oh, anything
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that I see, goes
I'm
in the
totally
vault.
into it.
Business fish.
Prickly
Oh, I love
pear,
business
also
fish.
a good one.
I feel so out of the loop right
Pasheen,
now.
Pasheen
Yeah,
is a classic.
Yeah,
Don't feel out of the loop. But
Pasheen was like the stand, like the...
Pasheen is,
It's
yeah,
like
I take
the
that back.
stock
Pasheen is my
stickers.
ultimate favorite.
yeah.
If
Power
I can pick a
Rangers.
favorite.
yeah.
Pasheen Eats is also a really good one.
What was it? Okay, describe it.
It's like
Describe it.
a separate group of stickers
Yeah.
of just Pasheen, but eating and doing like food related things.
Wait, what's Pasheen?
The cat.
Pasheen is the cat.
Oh.
The
What does it look like?
It's like a gray ball. With
Yeah.
ears.
So we're
Oh, I know
googling
that
it
one.
and showing it to Ben now. So at your
I
own,
know that one.
At your own leisure, you can Google this as
Yeah.
well.
I might throw it up in the
so
link
then,
down.
see, there's one
There
of
you
him
go.
like baking bread. He has a little chef hat on.
Okay.
Like eating muffins, cookies.
Pasheen was probably the original Facebook sticker for
I
me.
think it was like stock.
Yeah.
The OG.
Oh, the
Real OG.
The original sticker, Ben.
yeah, of course. One sec. Let's just take a quick break for now, and then we'll get right back to it. This week's episode is brought to you partly by Stephen O'Connor, who lent us some equipment this week, and Kevin MacLeod, who provided the free Creative Commons music. You can check out all of Kevin MacLeod's music on incomptech.com. You can check out some of Stephen's work at stephen-o'connor.ca. A big thank you from all the Late Lunch Podcast crew to all the supporters this week. And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back. Okay. So we were talking about we were just talking about internet passwords again.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the big hack recently? I love the titles things get now because the most recent internet scandal was the reactioning. That was the Fine Bros who were trying to copyright
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Reactioning is it's such a funny word for it.
Yes.
And then the iPhoto hack was it for the celebrity news?
Oh, that was
I
like
believe that was the
iCloud.
fappening.
The fappening, yeah.
Oh, God.
And that's like it's just fantastic names for these things. But
Yeah.
You heard about like the kind of process behind that, right? There was just no lockout after.
Apple's security
It was just
questions weren't
brutal.
Well,
You
it's
could guess them, or like a celebrity, someone who's well known. You could kind of like, what is the name of your dog? What is your mother's maiden name? You can kind of.
Was it the secret questions? I thought it was just
Yeah,
that
the
there was
secret
no
questions.
no stopping brute force questions.
It was probably two pronged with
I'm not sure.
both of those.
It was just like zero security. Like it's like imagine like you've got a clubhouse and like you tell the guard like the password and someone just stands there all day guessing and he just lets them in once they do.
Yeah.
It's essentially the equivalent of that, like no security protocol, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was Apple's criticized because you could nonstop and you could just get security questions correct.
Yeah.
And it would unlock. It wouldn't be like a password reset. It would be like we'll ask you 3 questions about your account. Same the way that like maybe like if you go to log into your bank account and it's from a different IP,
Yeah.
they'll ask you those questions.
Yeah.
But you'll still have to like confirm it on email, or sometimes you have to call them. Like
Yeah,
that would make
yeah.
it more sense.
Mine you'll have to enter your password correctly, and if it's from a new IP, then you also have to do your secret questions. right? It's like just brutal though. Apple.
On the topic of recent big password scam hacks, the last one I can remember was the Ashley Madison one.
Oh god.
And that,
yeah.
that created quite the stir.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
There was a lot of suicides.
Yeah, a lot.
Close to that.
Oh, really?
A lot of people
Really?
did kill
Yeah,
themselves over
tons.
that across the United States, Canada, and all over the world. Actually,
Tony Blair was one of the victims of the Ashley Madison dump.
I honestly am not surprised by that. Not at
A
all.
lot of people would throw in emails as well, like
Oh yeah.
big name emails, just to have fun, to sign up, or to be added to a list in case that ever happened. I'm sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
comes up frequently, where you can throw like White House info at
White
whitehouse.gov
House
into the
.info.gov dot whatever
Yeah.
at Hotmail or
Yeah.
something. It's like something that people don't read past the first 10 characters of a.
It's nice. Some
Yeah,
people
for
allow you, like with the Adobe hack, someone's downloaded the list. You can enter your email, and it'll tell you if your email was on the list. Like I know there's one guy that's done it for multiple of these like hacks, where you can figure out if you were actually compromised on the list, and it's actually like a good service.
Yeah.
You don't have to enter your password. You just enter your email. It'll tell you if
Yeah,
there's a match.
No, I think I remember hearing about that.
Yeah,
one.
that's how I confirmed that I was on the Sony list, and that's why I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
change all my
The big
passwords.
Sony hacks.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was why I changed the original Hotmail address that I had, because it was on Sony's list. I was like, all right, it's time to.
Yeah.
That was the final deciding factor for me.
Pack up, nothing to see here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
I too was also affected by the Sony hack.
Gained so much, Lauren.
I know.
Your PS4 account.
I was just so devastated. I gave up all gaming after that. There was just
Deleted
no
all
going back.
record.
No going back.
Restart your game of what was that? Heavenly Sword. Remember that game?
Yeah.
I
That was
never played
really
it.
exciting.
I heard of it, but I never played it.
I had a huge crush on that girl, whoever she was.
Did you play the game?
Oh yeah, but I mostly just watched her. You know how like when you're like playing a video game and you don't move and the character like does various stuff? She just did really hot
Like
stuff.
idling
It's
animation?
not important. It was like a long time ago.
It's kind of hard to believe that game came out almost 10 years ago.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like they put tons of marketing into
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
That's the only reason I remember it. But
Yeah.
I didn't even have a PS3. Was it PS3 around?
Yeah,
PS3,
PS3 was 06, I
Yeah.
think, so 10 years ago.
Wow.
Like, I bought mine in 2010, so I'm a little late to the game on PS3.
I remember when my friend Jamie Orr got a PS3 for Christmas. I came over and he handed me this controller, and it was a PS2 controller, but there was no wire. I was like, all right, let's play. And he's like, just hit that button in the middle. And I did, and the PS3 turned on, and I lost my mind. I thought that was the craziest thing. I was like, as if it turns on with the... And it's like, obviously, like TVs have been doing that for years.
Yeah, TV's been doing that for years. Hell, even VCRs did that back in the day.
I remember seeing like iPhone, the ad for the first iPhone, and like looking, I'm like, oh man, this
yeah.
cool as hell. And then I'm like, and I was like, what's the price on this? I was like, oh, $800. No one's ever gonna pay $800 for
And
a
a lot-
phone.
and a lot of
That's
people did.
Ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing. Yeah.
Well, that was
Now we're up to
800
$1,200.
bucks off
Yeah,
contract.
easy.
Off
Easy.
contract. On contract, it was like $200. It still is that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know people that waited and went over to the Burlington Mall and picked up 3 iPhones and sold them at cost off contract, and made money on them. So they're $1,500 a piece.
I remember that Canada got it a lot later than the States.
Yeah, there's a lot of regulations that new manufacturers have to make. I mean, say Chinese company Huawei, like they had to wait a couple
those
of years.
guys.
They had to wait a couple of years to get approvals for use here from telecom companies as well as the government. So it was an interesting process they had to go through.
When it came out, AT&T was exclusive
Right.
in the States. And then Rogers was the first one to
Yeah.
pull it in Canada.
Yeah.
And it just took long to get the contract negotiations out. And the supply chain, like you have to produce a lot of this like new
I can just remember the how I found out about the iPhone. It was really cold. I was walking to school and I just got onto like the high school property, and this guy who I kind of know, not really that well, he was like, "Yo, Calvin, did you hear Apple Macintosh came out with a telephone?" And I was like, "What? No way." And he's like, "Yeah, man, the stocks are going crazy." And I was like, "Oh, okay, nice to see you again." And then I like went and looked it up. I was like, "Whoa, this is the coolest phone I've ever seen in my life."
It's kind of weird to think that was 9 years ago, and 9 years ago, I don't think any of us were really giving a damn about the stock market.
No. I saw this thing. It was like, if you want to feel old, and it was like Napoleon Dynamite turned 11 this year.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my god.
So you want to feel old? Pokemon turned 20 this year.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like that's a huge thing. That's
That
probably
is-
affected most people in our generation. If you had
Wow.
a Game Boy, you probably played Pokemon at least once.
Oh,
Totally.
fun story.
Like,
I
the
was
only game I played, or Donkey Kong. That was also really fun.
Yes.
True. Well, I was volunteering at this elementary school. It was like kindergarten to grade 8, and during like the little break times between the little games we'd play, I would ask kids like, "Yo, you ever heard of a VCR?" No. What the
It's
hell's
like,
a
what's a
VCR?
VCR?
Yeah. And even the kids in grade 8, they were like, "No, what the hell's that?"
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like you
Make
hear
fart
like,
jokes or whatever. Like
Yeah.
grade 8 stuff like that.
yeah, exactly. It's hard to think. Like in 10 years, VCRs will probably the ones that were bought at the end of their era probably won't work anymore.
Well, we've
And so
already
you have a bunch of these tapes in your house that just don't function.
we've already kind of outlived media format. Like
We have,
DVDs are CDs. So all CDs
yeah,
were already out when
CD. We thought our parents probably thought they outlived vinyl, and look at what's back.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Stuff's gonna kick around like as a
Oh, yeah.
retro, thing, but it's like it's not practical at all to own those anymore. It's like you don't need them.
No.
And like, was my favorite thing for kind of like the generation gap for technology is what do you guys do like with? Well, this is gonna show well at all. Anyway, when you're when you want to like mime to someone that's to phone call, like what do you guys do?
It's the old telephone receiver where you're using your pinky and your thumb.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, what kids do these days is flat palm up to their face.
No
like
way.
This. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Because it's like
It makes-
like an iPhone, tablet phone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Call me.
that's what they do now. Call me.
That makes sense, but it's still
It's crazy.
I still think
They
it's
make
dumb.
like the I have an earache symbol.
Also,
Yeah.
kids don't know what that. You know what the save icon? They don't
Yeah.
know what
Oh, the
that's a
floppy
reference
disk.
to.
It's a little
Like,
floppy
yeah,
disk.
yeah.
It's a
that's
floppy
like
disk.
that's just a save icon now.
Yeah.
to
It's
them.
not a
Like,
floppy
they-
disk. It's the save button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like I don't ever remember like really practically using. I remember seeing floppy disks around. Like I think I was just too young. Like
I had
wasn't
Duke
computer-
Nukem on floppy disk.
Nice.
Yeah,
but like
yeah, amazing.
like that's ending with our
Well,
kind of generation.
dialing's like a reference to old like rotary phones where you had to
Yeah.
spin it. Like when you
Oh,
say
yeah.
dial the phone, it's really you just
Tap
can you
the
tap out
screen.
a number for me?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
dial a number?
You're
That
not
doesn't
dialing
make sense. So
Have any
Yeah.
of you guys ever used rotary telephones?
Yes, I
still have one.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one in our house. Yeah.
My uncle had one restored recently, and it works great.
That's awesome. I remember we used to use the rotary phone to call Mrs. Claus every Christmas. We'd go to my grandma's house, and he'd give my grandma the cell phone because my grandpa was just like an old grump. He's like, I don't want to pretend to be Santa. This is stupid. So I was only allowed to talk to Mrs. Claus.
Hello, reception,
Yeah.
North Pole.
I was always just like, hello, Mrs. Claus. Hello. And like, I was like, how did you know it was me? She's like, oh, well, I always know. And it's like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's really nice of you.
and then
grandparents
it was
to do
like
that.
my dad's way
Oh,
of
wow.
figuring out what I wanted for Christmas. Because he would overhear
That's
the
a
conversation.
perfect scam.
He
How
was,
cute.
That's perfect.
That's how it
Yeah.
always works. Is you go to take the kids to the mall,
Yeah.
you sit with Santa, and
Yeah.
they just rhyme off a Christmas list for you.
Another great dad scheme. You know, like the hazard button on the car?
Yeah.
Yes.
The hazard lights? I
Yeah.
asked my dad what that was, and he's like, it's the turbo button. Don't touch it. Whatever you do. And I was like, okay, all right. And then one
Yeah.
time we were driving, this was like months later, and we're driving down this country road, and he's like, hey, Calvin, you remember that turbo button? I was like, yeah. He's like, slam it! And boom! And he just like floored it. And I'm like, okay, turn up!
That's awesome.
Yeah, turbo button.
That is awesome.
Yeah, one more fun car dad story. So you know how there's like the preset buttons? Well,
Yeah,
his
for, like,
car
a
had
radio.
1 to 9. Because usually it only goes to like 6.
Six,
now.
yeah.
But he had 9. I was like, what do those numbers mean? He's like, well, this car's actually a spaceship. And this was when Pluto was a planet. And he's like, those are the 9 planets. And I was like, no way. And he's like, yeah, pick one. And of course I hit 3.
Which is
Yeah, and he's like, I was like, it doesn't work. He's like, no, that was 3. You hit Earth. And I was like, oh, well, let me pick another one. He's like, oh, it only works once. No, it's one-time spaceship. You used it up.
used it up. The magic
so
is gone.
darn.
And
The
we're
magic
here.
is gone.
Yeah, and he was like, turbo button, yeah!
Oh man, that'll be interesting.
Another old reference is rolling down the windows in a car.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
You-
yeah.
That was for manual windows. You don't roll down a window. Everything's automatic. You hit it once and it
Doesn't
rolls
Alex's car have roll down windows still?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, like you. I feel like yeah,
down. The Dodge Neon's a
those
legend.
gonna be around for a while.
Did
Yep.
anyone watch the Conan video where he's teaching someone who works for him to drive, and he has Ice Cube and Kevin Hart in the car,
Yes.
and Kevin Hart like with the rolling down the window reference, he's yelling out the window at someone, but the car they're in doesn't have it has manual windows.
Oh,
so he's
man.
like yelling out the window, but has to roll down the window to yell at someone and then roll back.
You can't
roll
look
the
like a
window back
badass.
up, and he just like he's like, who has these? Like, it's so hard. You can't yell out the window at people with rolled up windows. It's so funny.
I think Jeeps will always have manual windows. I don't think they'll ever leave.
You can still get manual windows in like a Cruise these days.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, and they're more reliable. You know, you don't have to that's just one more motor you don't have to
I guess
replace when it burns out.
My sketchy grandparents always wanted manual windows because if they ever went off a bridge and fell into the water, they could still roll down the window and get out.
What the?
Without it
no,
short
that's-
circuit.
that's true.
Without
I've heard
the
of this.
system
I've
short
heard people
circuiting.
saying that.
Yes.
Yeah, without the system,
they always
that actually
wanted
makes
manual
sense.
windows. And they
Can we
the
take
last
10
part,
steps back and talk about why your grandparents are so sketchy?
well, they're like sketched out about a lot of stuff,
Okay.
including
I was
rolling
like,
off the
in case
bridge.
we're ever running from the cops and we end up off a bridge.
It's like the fear.
Next
the
time
fear,
we rob another bank, Margaret.
the fear of the electrical systems completely failing in
Yeah.
water, having a roll down window like that makes practical sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but-
that's why they did it.
Plus, that'd be like new technology for them, right?
Well, the
Because-
last car they purchased was a 2009 car,
Yeah.
so they kept it going.
I mean, yeah, but like I mean,
new
they would have
technology,
like
Windows,
grown
you
up
just
with
push
only
a
roll up
button.
windows
Oh,
their
yes.
entire
Like,
lives
yeah.
and
Man,
seen that
the
as
difference, like,
like
it should be
being
super hard.
sketchy and sketched out is very different, and I
Yeah.
want to just say that to the crowd.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, sketched out grandparents and sketchy grandparents are very different images.
I was gonna
Very
say
much
I want
so.
to hear stories that there's
Your grandma has a neck tat, or your grandma wears tinfoil on her head. Like, I don't know.
They ran with Brooklyn gangs.
South
All right.
Ontario meth labs.
They brought meth to Stratford.
Oh man.
On that note, I think we're gonna kind of wind it down for today. It's a lot of good stories out. Do you guys want to go around? Do you guys have David? You want to say
Sure.
where to follow you at?
Sure. So you can follow me on YouTube and Twitter, Quarantine419 for Twitter. We also host a podcast that we're gonna have Ben on within the next little while, within the next few weeks, and that's found on our YouTube channels. So you can check those out. All linked on my Twitter page there.
Great.
My name is Mike. Twitter, Mike_Scott4.
My name is Lauren, and I'm not going to link anything because it's really not all that interesting.
Okay.
I'm Calvin. I am going to link something. I'm Calvin, the strongest man in the world. That is Calvin TSMITW. Find me on Instagram, but more importantly, find me on Snapchat. Every Thursday, we do a Throwback Thursday Snapchat story, and also keep on the lookout for the Calvin Sims podcast that is in the works right
Nice.
now. So yeah, follow it up, link it up, do it up.
All
Good
right.
job, Ben.
All our content's hosted on latelunchpodcast.ca. We're also on Twitter, same name. And yeah, that's about it. I'm at Benley Media, I think, on Twitter. I don't really use it very much.
Yeah.
So go ahead and follow that if you want. But anyway, so that's it for today. Thanks everyone for coming out, and we will see you all next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me again.
Toodaloo.
Bye.